Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Tinfoil Saturday. How's everyone doing? Hoping you're having a great weekend so far. We have tons of tinfoil to get through today. We are going to play bingo, so get your bingo cards ready if you're interested in that. Let me fix this screen real quick. It disappeared on me. There we go. There's our boy. Hi, Cece. How you doing? Good to see ya. What a lovely gentleman we have on screen today. Excited to have Chris back. How is everyone doing? Hello, I am Moth Hannah indeed. Sweet Lily Love, thanks for an 85 stream streak, says, yay, I'm a streaker. Rick M with 31 months says, Ice, get the fuck out of Minnesota. I can stand behind that. Demon Trigger, thanks for 4 months, says back at it in the tinfoil mines. Indeed, very excited to be back. Had a long day at work yesterday, so it's nice I get to unwind with some tinfoil and some of my very closest parasocial friends. Should be fun. Hey, Just a Peach, how's it going? Let me do my housekeeping. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Just hit the thumbs up. Only takes a second. Everyone should do it. I'm peer pressuring you. Jump off that bridge. Hit that like button. If you want to help support the stream, you can always do so via tips, memberships, super chats, or bits. Today, though, I have a few promos left that expire at the end of February. Or at least at the end of January, sorry, before February. So I'm doing another promo, 35% off gift subs of 5 or more. If you'd be so generous as to gift some subs, I'd appreciate it. No biggie if you don't, but they are cheaper right now, and that's always nice, and it helps support the channel and help create this space where we can all hang out together. So, with all that out of the way, probably time to get into Chris, huh? Let's see. Let me turn this music off, and we can jump right in to whatever the heck Chris has been up to. Weirdly narrow. He's filming this vertically, I'm guessing, and then he cropped it. Very weird aspect ratio on this video. Recording in car on the bingo card.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 1/15/26. Happy New Year, folks. Made it through another year. Quite proud of you. Did you keep your mouth?
Your sanity didn't, but I don't think you came into 2025 with it intact anyway, so I guess it's not a big loss.
Shut. I hope you did. I certainly did. Didn't say a word. No point. What's the point? What's the point of dealing with people anymore? You know what I mean? Argue, debate, bullshit. There's one thing that is absolutely true, and there is a God up there. We're covered in a dome, and it's flat, stationary.
Flat Earth on the bingo card. Is Chris aware that you can have interactions with human beings that don't involve arguing about the flat Earth? In fact, none of my interactions with people in real life involve fighting about the flat Earth, and it's actually a topic I'm pretty interested in. Just doesn't come up. Because I'm not crazy. At least not that kind of crazy. Dillis Filler with 40 bits says, CC now available in Boomer Vision.
And all those lights you see up there are just lights in the sky. An amazing light show. That's all it is. How's that comet doing? Where's that now? I had a couple people.
I think it's on its way out of the solar system at this point. Again, the comet was always a thing, Chris. It's only conspiracy theorists and that Loeb guy that were implying it was going to be an alien.
Because I'd bring it up, when I go grab a bite to eat, This one particular waiter would always say, he solely believes that...
Oh my gosh, Harold Elbelman, that's crazy. I'm really, really sorry to hear that. Altered Undying with 100 bits says, hey Hannah, the YouTube short I was working on is done. Can you live react to it? I'm very proud of it and feels like the type of thing you would like. Alright, no pressure.
In the movie Fight Club, what is the first rule of the club? In the movie that guy mentioned, I happened to watch it the day before. I know that. Don't talk about Fight Club, right? At that moment, I answered without thinking. And after hearing my response, he quietly disappeared. John Wick has a dog that was a gift from his wife. What is the dog's name? In the movie Blade Runner, there's an organ used.
I actually don't remember the dog's name from that. That sucks. Omega Dramillion, thanks for a 7-stream streak, and M. Scheffler says, hype, kicking off a hype train. If you want to help out the hype train, you can use bits, or, as I said, gift subs are 35% off, so consider gifting.
To distinguish humans from replicants. What is it?
The Void Conf test.
In Exorcist, a demon possesses a girl.
Pazuzu.
What is the demon's name?
Pazuzu.
What's the last movie you want to see before you die?
Maybe Boogie Nights. Anyway, back to Chris. Oh, that was good. The only one I didn't know was the dog's name.
This @3 Atlas or whatever the hell
Daisy, you believe? I'll have to trust you on that.
they called it. It's gone. Gone like the wind, okay? He would always bring that up. He's like, well, what about the comet? That means we live on a globe, right? Well, what about the comet? Where is it? It's coming. It's coming. And what did I tell him, as I tell everybody else, that it's nothing but propaganda. And it's nothing but there to keep you conditioned. They keep bringing it up. Oh, and did I hear somebody from the ISS is feeling a little ill? I think I know what happened. I think he got pummeled. Because he...
Wait, you think someone at the ISS got beat up? Why? Rainy, thanks for 40 bits, and Sweet Lily Love, thank you for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Bumble Homestead, thanks for gifting a sub, much appreciated. 22% to level 3 on the hype train.
Didn't keep his mouth shut.
That doesn't make any sense. Chris, baby, sweetie, Chris. No. No one got beat up on the ISS. Of course, he doesn't think the ISS exists, so I guess he thinks they got beat up somewhere pretending to be the ISS. Either way, no, that's not what happened.
They rang the bell on this guy. They said, "Oh, this guy's gonna be trouble. Let's show him a lesson. Let's teach him a lesson." Don't you see how much they're hiding? Don't you see what?
An astronaut gets sick and his automatic response is to assume other astronauts beat him up.
They are accountable.
Very rational.
For if any of this gets out, everything would be shut down. Everything. That's how important this is. It is important to keep you indoctrinated for the rest of your fucking life. And that's it, bottom line. They will do anything it takes to keep you indoctrinated. Well, for one thing, they're bringing in $90 million a day. I mean, of your taxpayers' money.
Again, considering the entire budget of the United States government, that is a blip. That is not very much in terms of expense. I believe NASA takes up like less than 0.5% of the United States budget. It's nothing. It's a rounding error compared to the defense budget. It's so annoying to me how these people harp on about money being put into science when in reality we waste countless dollars on stupid bullshit weapons we don't need and aren't necessarily going to even use.
Why wouldn't
another new tank for $5 billion? Yay!
Hey, there's some money right there that will go poof. And we would have to have our little money back. Forget about tax refunds.
Artemis 2 is set to launch February 6th. Is it supposed to have people on it this time? Hey, Nemesaur, thank you for gifting 20 Tier 1 subs. That's incredibly generous of you, and I really appreciate it.
This is what they have to do. They have to keep you indoctrinated as long as they can. And as many generations as they can. They are going to lose a foothold at some point. I don't know when that point will be. I feel it's going to be pretty soon, but who knows? Who knows when that's going to be? But when you're faced with situations like...
Oh, lunar orbit, nice.
Our history...
I so badly hope everything goes well so we can get an actual moon landing at some point this decade. I desperately want to see the Flat Earthers respond to another moon landing.
Has been fucked with.
In HD.
And you can prove this to yourself just by opening your eyes and just doing a little research of your own.
Do your own research on the bingo card?
There's a museum in one of these states. I don't know where the hell it is. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. They found it, basically. Okay. The architects want to renovate the entire area, you know, clean it up a little bit. It's in some college somewhere.
You nearly miss CC? Well, I'm glad you made it. I haven't seen him in a while. I miss CC when he's gone, believe it or not. He's my standard conspiracy theorist by which I judge others. He's just, like, got such a consistent... I don't know how to explain it. His beliefs are stable. They're insane beliefs, but they're incredibly stable. So he's like my standard research conspiracy theorist. I don't know how else to describe it.
Heard about it.
Platonic ideal crackpot. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
This place, they can't recreate the technology that they did to build this freaking place. So in order to renovate this entire place, clean it up, make it look nicey nice, that has like 35-foot walls and 50-foot walls and marble construction, beauty, beautiful. Not like these buildings that we build now. These are shit. This is a shoebox compared to what they used to build. It would cost...
Dillis Pillar says STP, standard temperature and psychosis.
$1 billion. $1 billion. That's with a B. $1 billion to renovate this entire building. Now that has to tell you something right there. There's shit underneath New York City that you will never see.
The alligator people.
They just built right on top of it. I told you about my uncle. They couldn't break through this one part. They didn't know what the hell it was. So they built right on top of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All of this stuff is there to hide from you the truth. Okay? The
entirety of New York City exists to hide the truth from me. That's so flattering that they cared that much. M. Scheffler with 50 bits says, Chuds!
For ancient
cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers, of course.
Civilization.
And the much better Chud 2, Bud the Chud.
That used to live here. Several of them, probably.
I'm not that big of a fan of Chud. Hot take. Sorry.
The one thing...
I do own it. Oh, fuck. Hannah mentions Blu-rays on the bingo card. It's like a mine.
Would like to know.
Stepped right on it.
What was their form of transportation? That's the one thing I would like to know. Because, I mean, how many cars are there around this...
Horses. Carts and horses. And at a certain point... trains,
area,
boats.
I mean, alone, there's got to be like 50 million of them. You know what I mean?
Minute left on the hype train.
Now you take, you know, Earth itself and count how many cars that there are.
Yes, recording car on the bingo card for sure.
In the entire population of Earth, how many cars actually exist? I would say hundreds, 100 billion. I don't know. 50 billion? Who knows? Who knows?
You think there's 100 billion cars in the world?
Well,
wow.
My question,
he's bad at estimating.
Question is, why haven't we found...
Not every country is America, Chris. Not everyone on Earth owns a car, much less everyone on Earth owning like 5 or 6 cars, which would be necessary for the 50 or 100 billion number. It would be a lot. It would be a lot.
Previous transportations. Now, I know about the trains, okay? All right? I know that was completely built by another civilization. They just undug it up. So,
Chris, are you aware we still build train tracks? Like, we can build trains and train tracks right now. We do it all the time. Thank you for the hype train, everyone.
All the train tracks. Oh, this is something else I found out, too, that I think you'll be interested in. Dug up the train tracks and called it their own. Okay, they probably found a caboose somewhere with amazing technology, and then they...
Why the caboose? The caboose is the least... don't you mean an engine? Why would the caboose have technology in it? It's just the back car. What? Phoenix Leftist, thanks for 115 stream streak, says, hi everyone, and thanks for the streams, Hannah. No problem, I do my best.
Kind of retrofitted it and make it look like we built it, and it's crap. You know what I'm saying? But my question is, did they have cars? Did they have like the transportation we have? And I don't think they did. I really don't think, because we would have uncovered something, or maybe we're just not digging deep enough. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there. I did some research on some highways in my area. And then I did some research about the reservoirs that come down from Shokan Reservoir and go into New York City. Okay. You know, what path that they take and what route that they take. Amazingly enough, and I told you about the Sawmill, they made Die Hard 3 around that one, I think, right? When, you know, when Bruce is trying to come down the tunnel and he pops out of one of these sky, you know, holes or whatever the hell you want to call it. That was on the Sawmill River Parkway, by the way. That's true. That does go underneath the Sawmill. But it goes further than that. Okay? I think these highways were developed, or they found them, using the aqueduct system, because they had to build these aqueduct systems somehow. They weren't down there with a pick and shovel and lights. Okay, they didn't have anything back. I mean, they had no electricity back then. 1878.
They had gas lanterns, Chris. They had lanterns. It's like he's unable to imagine a way of people living any way different than the way we live now, which is so funny because the way we live now is so rare and so new. The idea that we always lived like this is just crazy. His lack of imagination is outstanding.
Guys, that's when they built the fucking reservoirs. 1878. Think about it. This time will always be burned in your head, you know? When you look at these ridiculous things that they tell us, that this could have been built at that time, in our time of 1878, and the time that we've learned we were like in 1878, riding around on horses, sitting in a little cabin with a fireplace to keep you warm, and a candle right by your bed, okay?
You could also have a lantern. Again, a lot of conspiracy theorists forget lanterns a lot when it comes to back in the day. I don't know why.
Okay. Remember those stories? I used to walk to school 5 miles. You know what? Probably that was true. I used to wear my shoes all the way down to when they would just fall apart. This is the history we're confronted with, but yet we're shown these beautiful buildings, these beautiful aqueduct systems.
Those systems and buildings took the concerted effort of countless individuals who were skilled in their fields, working together tirelessly to build these things. It was not just a whim. I do not understand why he's acting as though it's impossible to build things. Look at the Burj Khalifa, for instance. Do I have any idea how to build a building that tall? No, but I understand that lots of people got together with their collective skills and were paid to create that building. Just because you can't fathom how something was done individually does not mean that collectively many people can't come together and do amazing things. That's basically the story of human civilization, is us getting together collectively and working together to build things to benefit us collectively. That's human civilization. And Chris is in this weird individualistic mindset where everyone's just this individual person, and if he as an individual can't build something, then no one can, or no collective can. It's so weird. He has such terrible brain rot.
This highway that was developed, obviously, during the time that they built the...
Does he think aliens made the pyramids? He doesn't believe in aliens because he doesn't believe in space. No.
Aqueduct system before we even had cars, okay? All right? Cars weren't made until 1920, all right? 1914 or whatever. They didn't even become popular until the 30s or the 40s. Having a car, having a fucking TV. My God, a television set that's color was breaking technology back in 1955. Breaking technology.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, whoop, we just go through like this time travel, and we're sitting here with a complete movie theater in front of us and a computer system. More power than the Apollo 11. Probably 3 times, 10 times, 20 times more power than the Apollo 11 that took them to the
Yes, technological progress with things like integrated circuits and computers has been exponential for a large part of the 20th century and into the 21st. Not quite as much these days, I don't think, but yeah, we had an incredible, like, period of exponential technological growth. That's cool. It's not magic, and it's not a secret conspiracy.
Moon and back. But yet that technology was destroyed. Don't worry. Don't worry. We destroyed it. We had to destroy it. It's top secret. We will never be able to figure it out because we'll never be able to get anybody back on the moon.
Chris, when they said they destroyed that technology, they mean they used it. These were one-time use rockets. These were not meant to be reused. So by using them, they were destroyed, Chris. Do you understand now? Do you understand what that sentence even means?
It sounds hysterical. Listen, repeat what I'm saying and listen to yourself, okay? Listen to yourself say it, and it's such bullshit. It is such fucking nonsense. And people believe it, they just shrug it off. Just like the illegals were brought here for 4 years.
Oh, Jesus. Here goes this fucking shit. Fuck you, Chris.
For 4 years, we were overrun with illegals, but nobody...
No, we weren't, Chris. No, we weren't, you goddamn asshole.
Nobody cared.
I really don't want to deal with this shit today. With the fucking shit in Minnesota, I can't handle idiots complaining like this about immigrants. I just fucking can't.
They didn't say anything. They could care less. They could care less about anything. They're so fucking indoctrinated.
He's so goddamn racist, it pisses me off.
It's unfucking believable. Okay? Unfucking believable. I can't understand how people just can't wake the fuck up. They can't put all of this together and then in the long run see why they're doing this. Why they are doing this.
Who's they? There's no they, Chris. What are you even talking about?
I'll have to put another video out because there's a few other things that I want to talk to you about. But the highway system's important. I believe they created that and they got the ideas of building highways.
Wait, so we can make highways, but we can't make aqueducts. I'm not sure I understand the distinction by why he thinks we can make one and not the other.
Through the reservoirs and managed to just come up with different ideas of where these highways would go. But if you do look, check in your state, look at your reservoirs, and look in the underground tunnels, and then tell me what's above them. I guarantee you it's a highway. Guarantee you it's a highway. Okay? They had to have built this somehow or another with mechanical engineering, and they had to have some sort of truck or something going up building these reservoirs. Okay? Other than a pick and shovel. Yep, that's how they built them. Pick and shovel. That's great. That's just wonderful. Yeah, I buy it. Sure. They got these little flashlight, little candles. You know, remember the lanterns with the little candle on it? That's what they used. That's right. They had about 100 of them down there, and they built these big tunnels, which are 8 feet tall. A fucking dump truck could drive right through it, okay, in 1878, for hundreds of miles. And they did this in such a short period of time. That's right. They did it in less than 10 years. Wow, that's fucking amazing. Let's see. It's
Ross, thanks for the $5 tip. And also, I think there was actually a tip earlier I missed. Ross again with a $5 tip earlier. Oh, was asking if we can get him banned from YouTube chat. I don't know how to do that, and I don't know why you were banned. So I don't know about that.
It took the Tappan Zee Bridge to build that fucking thing about 6 years, and it's still not perfect. Or perfected.
He says perfect weird. It's not a big deal, just notable. It's not perfect.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's just, look at the Brooklyn Bridge. You're telling me that was built back in the 1900s?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's pictures of them building it, like actual photographs.
The early 1900s? No, people. I know the GWB was built back in the 40s. The only reason why I don't need to do any research on that is because that's exactly the same time, because I grew up in a river town. That's exactly the same time when people stopped going to the river. All right. Once that bridge was built, that was it. They're done. There were catering halls, there were beaches, there were all galore, all up and down New York right there on the river, and none. You wouldn't step foot in that river right now. It's so fucking polluted. It's just
Carbcosian with a 10-stream streak says, hopefully everyone is doing well. Chris is a fool. My book is nearly finished. I'm so excited to be finished with it. No AI used either. Hell yeah. Thank you for doing human creativity instead of outsourcing your thoughts to a computer that doesn't know anything. I really appreciate it.
disgusting. You can't even see 5 feet. You can't even see a foot in front of you. It's disgusting. God knows what bacteria is. And you know what's upstate up there? That's a GE plant is all the way up there too. So God knows what chemicals are coming through that. Then you have Indian Point, which supposedly they turned off, but God knows how many chemicals are coming through there. So welcome. Welcome. You see, our water is dead. Our water was utilized back in other civilizations. It was utilized for energy. Okay, it was crystal clear, vibrant. They created frequencies out of this water.
Vibes-based conspiracy on the bingo card. They created frequencies out of this water. What does he think he means by that? Like they vibrated the fucking water?
Clean it. All right, and they used it for energy.
It would take energy to make water vibrate. Making water vibrate doesn't create energy in any way. So what are you talking about? You can't just get energy out of water by, like, making waves in it? Because you would need an input of energy to create the waves in the first place, and there's always going to be diminishing returns. It's the conservation of energy.
Our water is dead.
Is he on the water has memory thing? Probably. I don't remember hearing him say that specifically, but when you're at the point where you think that water is a source of energy magically, it kind of gives me the thought that he probably believes in some of the homeopathic stuff.
Look at the lakes. It's dark gray. Dead water, as far as I'm concerned. Look at
This water's dead as far as I'm concerned. What an insane thing to say. Dillis Filler with 40 bits says, the denial of labor, courage, and ingenuity of our ancestors is one of the things I hate about conspiracists. Agreed.
the river's dead. Oh yeah, there's fish flying around and swimming around in there, but
Oh yeah, there's a whole biome in there, and there's a whole ecosystem, but I don't like how it looks aesthetically, so it's fucking dead.
water was not. We're not utilizing
That wasn't a very good Chris voice.
anything
It was like Chris and Alex Jones had a baby.
at all. The only thing we can come up with is solar panels, which are shit. Okay. Good luck with those. And when you go sell your house, guess what? That person has to buy the solar panel again. That's great. That makes sense. So wait a minute. I don't understand this. I paid off my solar panels, but so when I go buy, when somebody buys my house, they've got to go through the whole thing again? I think so.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about there, so I can't speak to it. That doesn't sound like a thing, though, once you own them outright. I can't imagine. Unless there's some sort of service contract that comes with it, so you might have to buy out the service contract. Not sure, though. I've never had solar panels.
Makes no sense. So it's tough enough selling houses now. Now you've got this selling point that you've decided to put these stupid solar panels on your freaking roof, which really don't do shit. And they cost about, what, $10,000? They're not even... I mean, it would take 40 years for you to even make a profit on it, off of it. So, I don't understand. So that's... And windmills, okay? Yeah, okay. All right, we did have that back in hundreds and the 1800s. But they used water for energy, okay? Everything is just so stupid. It's so backwards, upside down. Safe cars... Oh, Tesla. You think that's a green car? You know where those fucking batteries come from? First off, they come from China. Okay? That's a little check mark right there for, yes, it's not green. It's got battery acid inside of it for the batteries. You know, this is not a green car. The thing, if it catches on...
He just sucks every bit of propaganda he can from right-wing sewers. You ever notice that? He just picks up on this, like, right-wing fucking talking points. For all he talks about other people falling for propaganda, every talking point he has, I can point to an origin about it that I've seen somewhere. It's kind of crazy.
Fire, you can't even put it out. You can't even recycle it. I mean... what is green about this car other than the fact that you're not using gasoline? It's
The lack of emissions is a pretty big one, Chris. I think you nailed it.
safer and greener to use a gas car than it is on any electric car. And you know, what about the here in New York, we go way below zero, 10 below zero, 15 below zero. Sometimes we hit 20. What happens to an electric car then, huh? What about all the snow that's collecting on there? Doesn't melt because your engine, you don't have one. It doesn't heat up. Oh man, I mean, it's just one thing after another. I don't even know how I got into that shit. Probably because I've been seeing a lot of these cyber trucks on the road lately. I don't know if it's the same guy and he's just driving around. You know, I see this cyber, this ugly looking fucking thing. It looks like a DeLorean on steroids.
Accidentally based on the bingo card for recognizing that Cybertrucks are the ugliest fucking things to ever be put on four wheels.
You know, it's just hideous, and it causes so many problems. And guess what? The bonus is it cost 150 grand. Nice. That's great. Yeah, we should all go electric. Who's gonna buy the car for me? Okay, I don't have 150.
Chris, are you aware that Cybertrucks are not the only electric cars? In fact, they're a vast minority of electric cars.
50 grand lying around anywhere. Nah, I don't. I'm not going to pay $15,000 for one of those power stations and install it somewhere where most buildings don't even allow electric cars there because they're a freaking risk. That thing catches on fire.
Did you just say most buildings don't allow electric cars? What are you talking about?
Buildings up in flames. Scooters, all of them. Shit. I got off the topic. All right. I lost my concentration. Damn it. All right. Well, this means I have to put another video out tomorrow, I guess, right? Let me get all my thoughts gathered. Hope everybody's doing good. All right. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos. Let me be a part of your life.
What an angry little man. I truly do not understand this guy. All right. Let's take a look at the bingo card and mark off those spaces. Recordian car. Do your own research. Flat Earth. Hannah mentions Blu-rays. Where do I have that one? Does Hannah put his head in hands? Where is it? Hannah mentions Blu-rays, 54. Were there any others that I missed? I think that's it. But I could be wrong. Oh, accidentally based. You're right. Accidentally based. Where is that? It's around here somewhere, right? There it is, 68. Thanks, Unstable Deadbeat. Alright. Let's try out some classic Hans Wormhat. So this is a video we watched years ago from Hans Wormhat. But in the next week, I'm planning on putting out a shorter video about Hans Wormhat. So I wanted to do a little bit of, research? I don't know what to call it. I wanted to revisit some of Hans's stuff because I'm going to be working on a video next week about him. So, let's check out Top 10 Fake Animals.
Hans Wormhat. This is a video on the top 10 fake animals. And so we'll start with 10, the anaconda. Have you guys ever been to the zoo or some other place with reptiles? And
Ross says, "Let me in, I love you and I'm sorry." Hot take, telling me you love me is not... That's a little weird. Probably not going to help your case.
they'll have these giant snakes that just sit there and they never move. It's just a fake snake, and so many...
1 second, I gotta respond to a message. Baja's at the store. I'm getting mac and cheese. Hooray. Thank you for your patience.
Photos like this exist out there that are just ludicrous, obvious CGI. One of the big memes with the fake animals is they like to make things larger than life.
Also, one more thing, Ross. Don't get mad that you're giving me money and I'm not doing the thing. I'm not telling you to give me money. I don't think you should, in fact, because you're just going to get disappointed. I don't think that's good. You probably shouldn't be giving me money because you're just going to be mad if I don't unban you. So, probably chill.
Life. It's part of movie magic. Have you ever heard how when people meet celebrities in real
There we go. Another $2. Fine, I hate you. See? Now we both agree on something. We both hate me. That's fine.
life, they're like, wow,
Seriously, stop giving me money, though, because I'm probably not going to unban you.
I had no idea they were so short. And it's because movie magic, using angles.
Yeah, Hannah mentions cheese. I am really dropping the ball today on holding those spaces hostage. Wow. Hannah mentions cheese on the bingo card.
Using movie magic, anything, CGI these days. They love to make things larger than life, blow them out of proportion, and sell you a story. The anaconda is one of those. Some of them are just mock-up, fake reptiles. It's even a gag. You know how that's like one of the things that you can buy in a gag store, like fake snakes, a fake rubber snake. So they just make these huge ones and put it in an aquarium type setting in a zoo or something. Take you into these.
Hans, if anacondas aren't real, then how do I have 4 anaconda films? They're real, damn it! They're real to me, damn it!
Dark cave area, and it just doesn't move. It just sits there because it's a rubber snake. Seriously, if you look up anaconda, this is what you get. You get a bunch of stuff that looks like this. They don't even try. It's funny. They go over the top. There are so many anaconda things that look exactly like this. J-Lo. Anaconda was a big movie. So another big thing with their fake animals is they love to make movies about it. It's just the same way about how psyops, they make them come to life by making a movie about it. Same thing with fake animals. Oh, make a movie about it. Anaconda was huge.
Was it? I don't remember when Anaconda came out. They did make like 4 sequels to Anaconda, so it must have made money. I don't remember how good Anaconda did at the box office, though.
This was one of the big movies back in the day. J-Lo is the anaconda. Do you want to know what the anaconda is? It's right here. That's the anaconda.
Transvestigation on the bingo card.
Beast. J-Lo's anaconda. Okay, 9. 9 on the list. I chose the shoe bill because this came out of nowhere. It's just a CGI creation. Do you guys remember when the shoe bill first appeared on the scene? People in the comments would say that doesn't look real. It looks like CGI. That doesn't look like a real animal.
I can't say I've been a big part of the shoe bill fandom, so I don't know the reactions when people first discovered this bird.
And I think some of them are...
This is one of Hans's biggest issues, is if he doesn't know about something, no one knows about it. The moment he discovers something personally is the moment that thing came into existence as far as he's concerned. It's like a weird version of object permanence. It's so bizarre. I don't know if he even knows he does this, probably not, but it's like innately he believes no one knows about a thing until he hears about it personally.
Puppets. Puppetry is a huge part of this fake animal thing.
Yeah, and Trump does that too. True.
And you can go research fake animal puppets. The Aflac duck is just a duck puppet, and they touch it up with CGI. There's YouTube videos of Komodo dragon puppets. Yeah, I don't talk about that in this video, but there's a lot of puppetry involved. But
I gotta read these because they're tips. Ross says, "My anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. Checkmate hands." I don't know what the fuck that meant. This is gonna be a weird dynamic.
These days, a lot of CGI. So Shoebill is number 9 on the list. Fake animal. Number 8, I wanted to give something historical. The dodo bird. This didn't just start happening, these fake animals. They fake everything. They lie about everything.
Why would they go extinct if they were fake? Why would they make extinct one of the fake birds they made up?
I don't know why animals
Oh, checkmate Hans. That would make more sense.
are this sacred cow topic. And for me, it's a huge indication of if you're dealing with a gatekeeper or not, if they're willing to.
Were dodos delicious? Why did we just murder them? Like, was it just really easy to murder them? Like, they hadn't had a bunch of interactions with humans, so they weren't afraid of us? What's the deal with the dodo? Why did we fucking do that? What was the deal?
Talk on this subject, the fake animal thing. I don't know why it's such a heavily gatekept topic. Because to me, it's similar to the outer space stuff, outer space lies.
They had no natural predators? Oh, that's a shame. I mean, it's good for them until a predator like humans comes along and bonks them all to death.
But in that, they're trying to sell you stuff to take you away from God. I'll get to that in the end. And they're trying to mock the Bible, similar to the outer space stuff. But this animal thing, people don't want to admit that they've been duped, and gatekeepers really gatekeep this fake animal stuff.
Oh, rats ate their eggs once we introduced them to the island? Damn, we keep contaminating shit. We gotta stop.
I don't know exactly why. They like being in on the secret. They like being in on these inside jokes. So here is number 7. Giant anteaters are definitely a hoax. A winning entry from the wildlife
I don't trust any animal with a nose that big.
photograph of the year competition has
What you doing with it? You and the elephants, what's going
been
on?
disqualified after it was
Just use limbs like a normal animal.
discovered the photo was of a stuffed animal. What do you know? A photograph of a taxidermy anteaters. All great anteaters like this, they're taxidermy or suits that actors can go in. A human can fit in this suit. Look at that. It's like a Cirque du Soleil fake animal.
I can't say I've ever looked at an anteater and gone, that's Cirque du Soleil right there.
It's an actor. Look at this amazing shot. 5 scientists all concluded the anteater was too similar to a taxidermy specimen. Notice how their experts are the most amazing, super smart. They had 5 experts that could look at this and determine, no, that's too similar to a taxidermy version. What?
Yeah, they probably recognized the taxidermy. How many taxidermies of giant anteaters are there? Probably not a ton. So they know of the one that's famous, and someone used that one to take a fake photo.
I think they just realized that this was like over the top. Okay, this is over the top, obvious Photoshop. I don't know. And also, they like to disclose. So this is just a form of disclosure. This right here is just
I'm not
total
reading that one,
disclosure.
Ross.
They're telling you.
See, this is why you don't get unbanned, Ross. Not cool. Altered Undying says raccoons are fake. Proof. Joking. At a Red Rocks concert near Denver, 2 raccoons quietly joined the crowd and calmly stayed through the entire encore. They're living their best life. I wish I could just be a dirty trash raccoon. Wouldn't that be nice? You just eat trash, you get fat, you look cute. What a life. That'd be nice.
Taxidermy. Fake animals. Okay, so number 6 on the list. Do you see where this is going? Rope climbing robots. Sloths are not real animals. They're animatronics. And people like David Attenborough are big phonies. They're actors. And the reason that they're so acclaimed for their acting skills is because their ability to make it seem like they're taking it so serious. Their ability to sit in front of an animatronic and sell it like it's a real, living, breathing animal. That's why these people get so revered and knighted, and because they're big phony deceivers. Sloths are a big one. I mean, just look, that's CGI. You can just tell that's CGI. Sometimes I've seen some
You can tell because of the way it is.
sloth images that it's clearly someone like took a picture of their dog's face and put it in here, and then they tell people it's a sloth.
That's just what sloths look like.
Look at that. This is coming out of Guinness World Records. Life in the slow lane. It just happens to be laying back like on a recliner or something.
Yeah, that's why they used that picture, because it's a great picture, because I imagine you don't see this very often, but it looks relatable to us, which makes it cute.
That's CGI. That's not a real animal. It's just an animatronic.
Densetsu asks, does Hans need to have each of these animals killed and cut open in front of him for him to believe? I don't even think he'd believe it then. He'd just think they were like weird meat sculptures. Like, I, as much as like you would hope that that would do it, I don't think it would. He would come up with some sort of justification. He would think that they were genetically engineered, because he thinks that about giraffes. He thinks giraffes are real animals, air quote, but he thinks that they're like genetically engineered from camels. I don't know why camels specifically, but that's what he always says. So I think he would just shift it to saying, oh, maybe sloths are real, but they've been genetically engineered.
Look how strange. It's a robot. It looks exactly like these robots. Look, it's like somebody took this and then put a skin over it. It's not a living animal. And why does it look so different? It looks so rigid. And then
It's a photo. What do you mean it looks rigid? It's a photo. It's a still image.
these ones are super smooth and curvy. It's because this one's CGI and this one's a robot.
They're in completely different positions.
They just have these robots that cling to things. Raquel is working from home. Look at these tree climbing robots, bringing us to number 5 on the list. Koalas. This was a big viral pushed video on YouTube, and you can clearly see it's CGI. That's not a real animal.
You can tell because of the way it is.
Video is just obvious CGI. And yeah, koalas are a fake animal. That's why these look like really bad puppets made of wool. Koalas are a bit, people from Australia gatekeep this so bad. There's big time YouTube alleged truthers that they refuse to admit that these are just stuffed, even though it's clear
Because
that
they're
stuffed.
not. You're showing very sad photos of them.
Koalas are a hoax. If you go look at photos of koalas, their hands are just totally rigid. They don't grip objects. They just have like flat pancake hands. Anyways, this video is more about making this list, the top 10 list. I don't want to get into any one specific thing too much. There was this viral koalas in the car, and everybody could tell that they were stuffed. They're like, they're not moving. One of them like barely twitches, and everybody's like, no, look at that one, it barely twitches. They're all alive. That one just had a little bit of battery left, I guess, enough to do a little ear twitch. But look, they're dead.
It's a still photograph.
Taxidermy. It's taxidermy. It's a big taxidermy hoax. I think are we already on number 4? Penguins. The emperor penguins, the orange emperor penguins, the ones that they make movies about. The South Pole it's not icy Antarctica. There's a lot of hoaxery when it comes to Antarctica. And emperor penguins. Emperor is 33. And they're animatronics. That's why you don't
Gematria on the bingo card for the for Emperor being 33. That's gematria.
see emperor penguins in the zoo. Except for nowadays they do, but they put them far in the back, or you'll just see a few CGI videos. Oops. Okay. Number 2. Is this really number 2? Maybe I lost track. 3. Great white sharks are a hoax. That's why they have to do Shark Week.
They have to do Shark Week. It is required that you do Shark Week.
You get a whole
I think it's more a commercial enterprise that they do Shark Week that they do because it increases viewership, but whatever.
week to it. It's another one that they sold with the movie Jaws. They like to sell things with the movie.
I have all the Jaws movies on 4K.
Anaconda movie, we get the Jaws.
Can I give a hot take? I love Jaws 3. I love Jaws 3. It's so bad, and I love that it's in SeaWorld, and I love the terrible visual effects for the fucking 3D sections. It's so bad, and I love it.
Jaws movie.
Yeah, we can do Freemasons for the 33.
They don't
Well, yeah, Jaws 4 is terrible. Everything is better than Jaws 4.
survive in captivity. And you get so much obvious. This just reminds me exactly of those really bad Anaconda CGIs. Sharknado.
Shark Week is mandated by law and God, says Ross. Again, this is such a weird dynamic. You've been banned from chat, so now you're paying to chat. I don't know what to do with this. I don't I don't know what to do with this interaction. I genuinely don't. I'm so confused. I don't know what this person was initially banned for. I'm confused.
Dead eyes. They have dead eyes because they're not alive. They're just little toys a lot of times. A lot of times they really do sell like a little rubber plastic toy as a real thing.
Yeah, we'll go over bingo after this.
Larger than life movie magic. That's what it's about. They take sharks and they just make them larger than life. They'll use...
Like, do I continue to read the chats? Because they are tips. They're giving me money. It feels wrong to take the money and not read it. But also, is it just a troll? They seem like they're trying to actually be funny. I'm too socially awkward to deal with this outlier situation. I can barely handle normal situations.
Cinematic effects. They'll use special lenses. They use forced perspective, scary music, CGI, submersibles. You know, for the Jaws movie, they made a mock-up submersible. It's CGI. When you just know that it's CGI, you can tell. There's so many photos of great whites, and a lot of them have expressions. Like, look at that. It's like a snarling smile expressions.
They were banned on YouTube. I don't remember what for, though.
Give them expressions because it's just Photoshop. One little topic, I don't want to spend too long on great whites, but a big hoax is going out to do a great white shark dive. And if you read...
Trying is the key word. See, that's funny, though. But why were you banned? I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm not going to read any more of those tips because I'm confused and I don't know what to do.
Reviews. I mean, nowadays, I've seen it's been fluffed up with fake reviews. Like, you know how reviews nowadays, you can't look up reviews of anything without getting a ton of fake reviews. But if you go and you search these shark encounter reviews, you get a lot of people saying that...
Yeah, believes evidence is self-evident on the bingo card for sure for Hans.
They don't see any sharks. They don't see great white sharks. I picked this one because it was just interesting. They made up this excuse. Killer whales had apparently eaten several great whites in the weeks leading up to this, so sharks had only recently returned to the area. They talk about Shark Alley, but don't go there. They say the big sharks stay off the continental shelf. Well, if you watch Shark Week on Discovery, you know that's a bunch of crap. Well, yeah, Discovery Channel. You're watching TV. If that's true, Shark Alley, you can see it from the... Okay, whatever. They say sharks are afraid of scuba gear. They make up a bunch of excuses why you're not going to see great whites. I guess that's a big thing they've been telling people is that the orcas are keeping the great whites away. The people that talk about how amazing it was that they saw great whites, they're going to be throwing hand signs. You're surrounded by a bunch of phonies.
It's not a hand sign. Her hand was just on her hip.
You've been punked. Company boasts of experimenting on us with fake viral videos. They admit it. They're fake.
That's not an admission that all animal videos are fake, you psycho. They're talking about specific viral videos. The article didn't say, haha, we tricked you, sharks are fake.
Okay, 2. Now I'm back on the numbering, I think. Number 2, fake animal pandas. It's the poster child of the WWF. WWF, it's fake, just like the World Wrestling Federation. It's kind of a truth in plain sight, them doing that name change. The WWF is about as real as wrestling. And this, I just want to talk again, this animal thing. It's like a no-touch topic for a lot of truthers, which shows you that they're gatekeepers. Why?
Just because they're not talking about it doesn't mean they're gatekeeping. They just aren't as insane as you are.
Why is this aspect of society... Oh no, this is true. There's no deception here. Nobody lies about animals. How could anybody claim that? It's a topic that people haven't thought about before. It's a topic that not many people talk about. So But they're clearly gatekeeping it because there's people out there
Thank you, Just a Peach.
that they talk about all sorts of deception. They can talk about how outer space is clearly fake. They can talk about how NASA is clearly CGI. But then you bring up this animal thing. Oh, no, you're crazy. You're crazy. And it just shows you that they're gatekeepers. Why is this one topic where, oh, everything that they tell you about animals is true? No, everything is a lie. Everything is a deception. Everything on the TV is fake. Dude, perfect panda. Look, they're mocking. It's just that this one is over the top.
No, that's a fursuit.
They
Mascot costume.
take something like this, they make it a little bit more believable, and then they sell it to you as a real animal. But look, they're showing you that they're suits. Look at the history of the giant.
The fact that suits exist, I could make a suit. I know for a fact Hans believes squirrels are real, right? Hans believes that squirrels are real. He said this. So if I made a fursuit of a squirrel, does that automatically make squirrels fake because someone made a suit of it? Like, the logic is just non-existent. It's just insane reaching.
Giant panda, it begins in the late 1800s. It's a modern hoax. Royalty, presidents, stuff like that. Royalty today is hidden in these things like presidents. Really, they're just puppets, but famous. Notice how this pandemic thing we have going on, how many famous people get it. It's because it's like a joke, an in-joke.
A lot of people get it. A lot of people had it and still get COVID, and a lot of people are famous, so some of the famous people are going to get COVID, like, obviously.
For, royals are going to be the ones that hunt a panda because they know it's fake. They're the ones making the fake suits. They're the ones in control of this media with the fake stuff, so
maybe they don't hunt pandas because it's illegal to do so because they're incredibly endangered.
They're going to be the ones that kill pandas. It's not going to just be some, bunch of rando poor Chinese people that hunt pandas. No, it's the Roosevelts that hunt pandas. Why were giant pandas largely excluded from historical Chinese culture and arts? Because it's a modern hoax.
I like that you didn't read the article. You just used the article to answer to give you a rhetorical opportunity to give your response.
Look how you can just tell that this is a person in a suit. This is straight out of the Toronto Zoo. Giant panda gives birth.
You can tell because of the way it is.
Somebody just sent me this, and you can tell it's a suit. Look at the neck region, and just the back. It's just somebody laying in a suit.
Nothing about this gives me the idea that it's someone in a suit.
It's just a good-looking mascot. They probably recruit these people from big-time Illuminati high schools. People...
There's your new CW show, Illuminati High School. Illuminati High School!
Who are mascots.
I'd watch that show. Altered Undying says, the poor people wouldn't record themselves committing expensive crimes. How come insider trading is always done by insiders? Isn't that suspicious?
Probably get recruited to be these giant pandas. And lastly, top number one fake animal. It's kind of cheating because it's many, many animals. The great apes are...
Hans, you're a great ape. You're saying you don't exist.
All a hoax. They are humans in fursuits, and it's clearly satanic deception to make people believe in evolution and to think that they're a monkey. I liken this to NASA Outer Space Land. If you have the discernment to be able to tell that NASA's BS, you absolutely should have the discernment to be able to tell that gorillas are people in suits and that all of these great apes are just like NASA's there to sell you the outer space fantasy.
Yes, satanic on the bingo card.
Great apes are here to sell you the evolution fantasy, to make people believe that they are monkeys.
Lilac says, can you save this for the next anime stream? We're never doing another anime stream.
Are the women in One Piece well written? This time with data. Let's talk about it.
I've never seen One Piece, and I will never watch One Piece, so I have no idea what to do with that. And I don't think we're ever going to do another anime stream.
People believe it.
At least I hope not.
People really believe that.
Unless I get real desperate.
The reason that they believe that is this great ape hoax.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always desperate.
They're fursuits. Orangutans, They're orange. Orange is 33. They're just really, really nice fursuits. This is why there are thousands upon thousands of studio quality photos. If you just go look into orangutans, you will find thousands of studio quality photos of these perfectly clean, alleged wild animals. And it's just...
Yes, animals clean themselves. Again, like, especially of, like, higher intelligence, like great apes. They don't want to be dirty. Animals don't want to be dirty. They clean themselves. Just like a human being, if they were dirty, most of the time, unless they have depression or something, wants to be clean rather than dirty, because being dirty smells and it's uncomfortable.
Some of them are over the top.
It can cause you to get, like, rashes and stuff, too, if you're, like, really unwashed.
I have a lot of videos about these, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But they take hair weaves and they make a fursuit out of it. And they look so different.
That's a really racist comment. Overthought with 100 bits says, so what about animals like from the Bronze Age? Clearly we wouldn't have had high-end suits then like this. He would just say that the historical records were faked.
They give the orangutans a lot of different, like, human haircuts. A big way that you can tell that these things are hoaxes is if you go back in time. You go back in time, these people clearly know how to draw okay, and it just looks totally different. The man of the woods, it looks like a little pygmy creature. It looks nothing like what they sell us as orangutans.
They just did a bad job drawing it. They only saw it probably once, or they heard a description of it and drew it off the description.
Same thing about gorillas. If you go look at old pictures of gorillas, they look nothing like what they do today. And old gorilla suits are garbage. They're really obviously fake. Super shiny, plasticky looking, rubbery things. Coco the gorilla is just really obviously a suit. Orangutan is a truth in plain sight. It's a man of the forest. And
that's the literal name. It doesn't mean it's literally that.
They love talking about in the media about... I just showed a video where the big, I don't know, reveal was that they showed a mirror when talking about orangutans and who the beast was. The beast is us. Orangutans are people of the forest. They're people. They love to come out with stories about how they're just like people. They're just like people. They are people. They literally are people. They're just actors in a fursuit. This is straight off of Wikipedia. And look at this. There is a human finger right there. That is a human finger because it's a person in an elaborate monkey suit. It's Cirque du Soleil type stuff. There's a meme about gorillas. Gorilla suits are another big meme. There was a gorilla suit up on the ISS. And by up on the ISS, I mean down underwater in the ISS, because that's the only place it is, in a pool. There is no outer space. There's a meme of dicks out for Harambe, because it's just...
I forgot about dicks out for Harambe. Oh no, I remember Harambe. I feel so old. These memes, these old memes.
Just a known thing, gorillas don't have penises. They just didn't make them, I don't know. They didn't want to make the suits with penises back in the day, so now they just had to run with it.
Okay, so humans are actually kind of, how do I put this? Unique in that human penises are external, like all of the time. Many animals, many mammals, basically their member will retract kind of into their body when not in use, when not aroused. So the reason that you see less dick from animals is because it's not constantly exposed. Often it goes into like a sheath, basically.
If you just go start looking for gorilla suit stuff, though, you'll see. You'll see.
And a lot of them do have bones, true. Is that called a frenulum? No. I want to say frenulum, but that can't be right.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing at the zoo. Doing a hand sign there. It's the same thing as the zoo.
Baculum! That's what it is. I got the yulum part right.
It's the same thing on the Gorilla Channel. It's the same thing when you watch Coco. Coco the gorilla is an actor in a suit. Fooling you. Don't be deceived. That's creepy.
Scott Baculum.
Animatronic gorilla head. Animatronic gorilla head. If people saw this at the
Yeah, you Googled it, man.
zoo,
You Googled it, so that's what came up.
they would.
I've also seen the hit film Congo. Fenry91 with 100 bits says, here's a small orangutan story from my local zoo. Last summer, their female gave birth, but she had trouble nursing the baby. Female zookeepers tried showing her with a plush on their own bodies what she should do, but it didn't work. Until a guest who had a very small baby visited the zoo. She got a quiet corner close to the orangutan enclosure where she could nurse her own baby. Somehow the orangutan got the gist from seeing that. The baby is alive and well today. Oh, that's great. That's a sweet story.
Think that that's real because they're disclosing. This is exactly the type of thing at the zoo. You're watching gorilla actors with deluxe animatronic gorilla faces on. I mean, look at this. These are better than the one. Go look at old gorilla stuff and they pale in comparison. And that's not how real animals work, right? Squirrels 100 years ago didn't look like they were falling apart and made of rubber. Anyways, actors, gorilla actors, arm extension crutches. You have no idea how often people will come in. Their body proportions are wrong. Look how long their arms are. Yeah, they're using crutches.
They're not.
It's all out there.
They're
They've disclosed it.
They're not, though, because their hands articulate, and you wouldn't be able to have articulable hands at the end of the crutches.
Orangutans, a lot of times, are just CGI today, probably. The gorilla who walks upright. No, it's an actor in a fursuit.
Altered Undying says, this is a questing beast. It's pretty common belief that they were trying to describe giraffes. Oh, it looks almost like a dragon. That's really cool. I wish giraffes looked like that. Arthur and the Questing Beast. Very neat.
10 years, if we're still around, which I don't know. It feels like this place is falling apart too fast for there to be 10 years from now, but who knows? One day they'll have these gorillas.
I don't think he necessarily thinks all monkeys are fake. He thinks great apes are fake. So like a monkey he might think is okay.
Building huts and building campfires, and they've really gone off the deep end with this. This gorilla selfie was really big mocking. People could tell that this gorilla selfie, it's people in suits. That's all that gorillas are. They're all people in suits. That's it. That's the top 10. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm just going to end with some honorable mentions. So there's all sorts of fake animals. I get this question all the time. That's why I made this video. People are like, well, list off all the fake. You literally cannot sit here and list off the fake animal, because just like there's people whose job it is to make up fake NASA stuff every day, there are people who their job is to make up these fake animals, to Photoshop fake animals.
I wish that was my job. What an easy job. You don't got to make any jokes or make any people happy. You just have to make up fake animals. Hire me, Illuminati. I promise, I won't tell anyone. No one will believe me anyway. They'll just think I've gone insane. I'm the perfect candidate.
The proboscis monkey is a good one. Honorable mention, because they literally use... It's like they take a Photoshop of someone's ball sack and make a monkey out of it.
I was going to make a Cyrano de Monkeyac joke, but I like his better, so we're going to go with that. Ballsack monkey. Ballsack monkey.
It's a big joke. How do these animals appear out of nowhere that nobody's ever heard of? When I was a child, nobody had ever heard of a proboscis monkey.
No, you hadn't heard of a proboscis monkey. You as a child only knew of certain animals because it's all you had been taught. It does not mean no one in the world knew about them.
But now we get all these same studio quality things that just look like, it looks like Photoshop or a taxidermy joke. And I'm telling you, they take
Funny chromatic cuttlefish.
ball sack photos and Photoshop it because they think that's a joke. They think it's funny. Echidnas are
I do find this funny, I'm sorry.
an honorable mention. Just read
Not Knuckles!
this ludicrous statement down here. It's the same thing as the jackalope. There are many. I should have put the duck-billed platypus in here. I'll just say it right here. That's another fake animal, the duck-billed platypus. That probably should have made the top 10 list, but you know, Can't remember everything. That's what I mean. You can't sit here and list them all. There's too many fake animals. But read this. Spines like a porcupine, a beak like a bird, a pouch like a kangaroo, and lays eggs like a reptile. And because they told it to you on the TV, you believed it. Pangolins are another fake animal. They love to mix their hoaxes together. Pangolins are a mixed hoax with this current thing. They said that this current thing was from a pangolin. First it was about bats, then it was pangolins and bats, and they can make up whatever they want. This type of toucan is fake. It's a prosthetic beak.
It's
There's a lot of
not.
jokes about it like that. There is a real bird with a large beak in Costa Rica, but they like to make it larger than life. It's just another larger than life thing. Giant squids, fake animal. It's this sea monsters of the deep thing. Fishermen have been lying about the size fish they catch forever. Fishtails. It's a fishtail. Anyways, I think I've said enough. The reason that they make these lies is to mock Noah's Ark. How
I don't think you need to make up fake animals in order to mock a literal interpretation of Noah's Ark. It's pretty impossible even when you take the animals out of the equation.
could Noah possibly fit these millions and millions and millions of species? Well, it turns out millions and millions and millions of species is a BS lie that BBC and PBS told you, and Nat Geo or whatever. There aren't millions and millions and millions of species. There's not that many species, and there's enough to fit on the ark. Evolution is fake. You didn't come from a monkey. Great apes are actors in fursuits.
We share a common ancestor with other great apes.
This is the reason, which to me, it's as obvious as the outer space lie. They make the outer space lie to make you believe in a fantasy where God isn't real. That's what they want you to believe. In a fantasy where...
Did you know that you can believe in God and recognize evolution as a fact? Those two things are not mutually exclusive. Many people are religious and still understand that evolution is a thing.
don't need God. And that's the same thing with the monkey. They're selling you a
You just can't be a crackpot fundamentalist.
fake creation story. And if you can see the deception of the fursuits, you see it. See it for what it is. Praise God. God created all the animals. And God made man in his...
Okay, the rest he just reads the Bible, so I'm bouncing. Okay, let's look at the bingo card. I don't even know all the stuff we got. Jesus Christ. Hannah mentions cheese. Vibes-based conspiracy. Incorrectly believes evidence is self-evident. Satanic. Transphobia, transvestigation. Illuminati, Freemasons, Cabal. We had Gematria, too. Where's Gematria? 87. Okay. And we got Satanic. I think we got it. Cool beans. What shall we do next? Let's try this one. This is from the gentleman who believes that there's secretly gold everywhere, but it's actually fool's gold, and he thinks that dirt is made out of humans from the mud flood. Yeah, no, CGI and AI are different.
Man.
Oh, Oh my god, I'm gonna have to take music out for this. Never mind, I'm gonna skip that. I don't want to deal with all the music I'll have to get rid of. Oh boy, how's Wretched Recess? Probably not great. Oh, let's see how many slurs she can fit in. Hopefully not many.
How you like me now, bitches? Why didn't anybody tell me about HD antennas? So, yeah, I ordered this thing. I need to hook it up. The Golden Globes are on tonight, and believe it or not, I am not willing to sign up and pay for another streaming service just to watch satanic trannies and find occult stuff
Strike one on the bingo card.
at award shows. So I'm gonna hook this thing up and
You ever notice she has middle school mean girl energy? All of her insults about what she believes to be trans people feel like a deflection from her own insecurities. It never feels like, how do I put this? It always just feels like she's saying it to make herself feel better about herself. And it comes off as profoundly sad to me.
hopefully it'll work. The other day I posted this. We will have a Lewis Carroll Part 2 video. This is in the community section. You can vote on the next title. This one, the top one, has been ahead the whole time. I have major concerns because I have major concerns. So that will be the next video after this Wretched Roundup. You can just add this to the list of creepy things I've purchased on eBay over the years. Even comes with a nice stain on the cover. We'll be discussing this book and a couple of others. I'm waiting for the other one to come in the mail, but yeah, I uncovered some really interesting things right after I posted that video, which you guys really liked. That first one about my theory about Alice in Wonderland and what that really, what I think it really means, why that story was written. You guys liked that video, so yeah, this follow-up will be very interesting as well. As
Gwyneth Paltrow. Great.
you can hear,
By the way, we're about halfway done with the stream, so my little calls to action. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor and like the stream. Hitting the thumbs up helps a ton, and it only takes a second, so if you could hit the thumbs up button on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to help support the stream, you can always use bits, super chats, memberships, and we're doing a promo today where gift sub bundles of 5 or more are 35% off, so if you want to help support the show, you can do any of that. Thank you.
I finally got my voice back. It's not 100%. I was sick for like 3 weeks, so sorry about my absence. I just have a few things to share with you. This will be like a shorter video. As you can see, here is a photo of actress Gwyneth Paltrow, and I'm showing this to you because a while back in the mail, I received this like Wayfair furniture catalog. I get them
Don't you think Wayfair is evil and secretly abducting children? Why do you get their catalog?
sent to my house, you know, whatever. They send me ads and stuff. And I was like, oh, like, look at Gwyneth Paltrow in the Wayfair, you know, whatever,
That's not Gwyneth Paltrow! Oh my god, she's face blind!
advertisement. This totally looks like Gwyneth Paltrow to me.
Oh god, I knew it! I knew it! She's face blind! She's face blind! She's face blind! Oh god! That explains so much! Jesus!
Me. Anybody else? And I'm covering up the name here. The name of this person is supposedly Emily Henderson for Wayfair Furniture. But I want you to see something. She is advertising the Oscar sofa. They're trolling us, right?
No? Why would that be a troll?
Gwyneth Paltrow, Oscar winner,
She's not Gwyneth Paltrow!
sitting on an Oscar sofa.
No! No one would look at this and think that's Gwyneth Paltrow. That's a you problem.
So, just like, look at everything. This one jumped out at me. I don't know how that's not super obvious. I don't know anything about Emily Henderson, and I don't have time to look into this random person, but
Okay, then don't make the video?
to me, that's Gwyneth Paltrow sitting on an Oscar sofa. I almost threw that little book away just now. And then I was like, maybe I should make a wretched scrapbook of all of these ads and stuff, just random stuff. That might be interesting. To anyone who has emailed me in the past month, I'm really sorry. I've been very slow at responding. I was sick for a few weeks. I've been really busy at my day job, and I was just offered a promotion. So we are
Jesus Christ. How is she effective at a job?
celebrating. I'm so happy. I definitely could use more money, and especially because I have over 1,000 subscribers here, and not one single person has bought a Wretched Recess shirt. So thanks for that.
Yeah, having 1,000 viewers is not enough to do merchandise. You gotta have a lot. Because, like, 1% of 1% are gonna get your merchandise. So if you only have 1,000 viewers, it'll never make money. That's why I don't do merch and wouldn't even think to do it, because my audience is so small, it wouldn't sell any.
To be fair, even I haven't bought one yet, so, but I'm going to. Anyways, one of the really nice people who has been emailing me, RPMs, is, the name he wants
Yeah, shilling on the bingo card.
to go by,
Or, yeah, shilling.
sent me this crazy, insane photo, and I am not even going to point everything out. I want you to pause this video here, and then in the comments type everything wrong that you see. Holding peacocks.
She's gonna say something about the pearls. She has a thing about pearl necklaces.
That's a new one. Let me kind of zoom in because you have to see the details to catch everything.
Butterfly tattoo.
All right. If Wretched Recess had a mascot, it might look just like that. RPMs also sent me this and said there might be something about this basic house shape. I haven't heard anything about that. It has 5 sides, like the pyramid top. I'll try to think of
The roof?
what he means by that. But he wanted to point out this Ronald McDonald, whatever this is, for the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Definitely the sun there. You've got the hearts, and like, I don't know if you guys ever saw the 80s Ronald McDonald commercials with the kids, but they were creepy as hell. Like, I never even knew
You don't have to make everything into some perverted fucking thing. He's a clown. Chill out.
Ronald McDonald was a clown when I was little. He just looked like such a freak. And if you go back and watch some of those
He's a clown.
commercials, they're so they're super creepy, like how he is with the kids. Ew. And the red shoes and stripes. And he looks like
Spurious symbology is evidence on the bingo card.
scarier than the It Clown. Just terrifying stuff.
Ronald McDonald is not scarier than Pennywise. What are you talking about? That's an insane statement.
He also sent me with this one with the giant heart. Heart over here. Look at these two canoodling while I'm trying.
Harold Edelman says, 2 quick yes-no YouTube questions. 1, do you also see replied comments on your videos? And 2, is the name after @ on a YouTube page enough for you to find the channel instead of a URL? It should be, and I do see replied comments. Yes, I think, if I understand what you're telling me.
Trying to make a video. Oh, okay. Pretty sure RPMs is referring to this FBI,
The FBI did not release that fucking thing. That was a 4chan hoax. I am so tired of dealing with this. And you know what's worse? You know what's worse about these fake pedophile symbols? Like a lot of things from 4chan that were a hoax, people latched onto it, and now it's become a thing. I was watching a YouTuber, I don't know, like weeks ago. I was going through some of his channel stuff, and he primarily covers, like, prolific online pedophiles, like people who are open about their pedophilia on the internet. For instance, this one group was trying to do what they called map camp, MAP stands for minor attracted person. It's a word that, like, pedophiles try to use instead of pedophiles. Anyway, they were selling merch with this stuff on it to their open pedophile followers. So the symbols of, like, the swirly and the swirly heart, it was a hoax on 4chan, which then actual pedophiles have now latched onto. So good job, 4chan! Once again, poisoning reality. Thanks, 4chan, you fucking idiots.
You've ever seen like the WikiLeaks pedophile logos, symbols, logos, and it's a heart shape. So look for like logos with heart shapes. Here's some of the other ones. Speaking of that, take a look at the boy lover logo. Somebody else, Jonathan, sent me a few emails. Thank you, Jonathan. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I want you to take a look at these photos he sent me, actually. Jonathan sent me a couple photos from the Andy Griffith show.
Of course,
He
why
said
not?
he used to watch this all the time when he was younger, and he wanted me to see the logo on the sheriff's car. If you look real close there in each one of the star.
It's just a geometric design. Please take some lithium immediately.
Points, you see that same exact pedophile boy lover logo. See? There we go. Very interesting. Doesn't really seem like there's a need for that logo on the sheriff's car, but what do I know, with a nice big star there in the middle. I kind of love Don Knotts, even, or especially as Mr. Furley, but here's another picture he sent me, and I couldn't help but notice this woman in the car has a kind of a sus jaw and big teeth there. My, what big teeth you have. It's Leo DiCaprio, the stud, over here. I love these two. And to wrap this up, let's talk about the epic flop of a coming out scene in Stranger Things Season 5. What was that, like the second to last episode? That
I'm not up to date on Stranger Things. I have no idea. I only saw Season 1.
had literally nothing to do with the finale or anything. It was just literally Netflix and Stranger Things pushing their ridiculous agenda, and there was
Gay people exist, dipshit, so some people in fiction are also going to be gay because fiction is a reflection of reality, you goddamn idiot.
even backlash from gays with that scene. They were like, this is so stupid. We want, like, in the middle of all of the action, I remember there was like fireballs falling from the sky, kids were missing, Armageddon, like everything was.
They admitted to using AI to write part of the last season. Are you fucking serious? One of Netflix's biggest shows in history had its finale season written partially by AI? I want to give up so bad. I want to give up so bad. Everyone else has. Everyone else has given up.
Happening, blowing up, worlds colliding, and this the character Will sits all of his friends down to say, I don't like girls, and it took like 10 minutes, and you're just like, this is the most unnecessary, dumbest thing I've ever seen.
We get it, you're homophobic, whatever.
On TV. So I bring that up because there's something I wanted to show you guys, and also, I don't know if anybody caught this, but right before the great big coming out scene, they were like asking them, hey, like, we need to go. Are you guys ready? And Winona Ryder goes, yeah, we'll be out in a minute. That seems like a double entendre to me, right?
I mean, it might be. They did write it, so unless this was written by AI. But yeah, that could certainly be a double entendre.
We'll be out in a minute. You sure will.
Hydrate.
Okay, and then we have this. Hang on. In the great big coming out scene, and I knock it because it had nothing.
Remind me again why you no longer cover either of the Ginas. I'm pretty sure good Gina, who wasn't even good Gina, I think her channel got deleted, if I remember correctly, and evil Gina stopped posting because she was exhibiting severe signs of mental illness, and hopefully she got some help. Hydrate.
To do with the storyline, okay? I'm not trying to be a dick. It had nothing to do with the show. And like I said, many people are basically saying that just ruined the season the way they did this. I think they thought it would be legendary, but it's just ended up being legendary and ridiculous, you know, just for all the wrong reasons.
Checkerboard floor.
I wanted you to see that this epic scene that was supposed to be groundbreaking and shocking, they are sitting in a room with a black and white checkered board floor. That I picked up subconsciously the first time I saw.
I want you all to know that I've been doing this show so long, anytime I see any of these common conspiracy tropes, my brain is like, ooh, it's that thing. So if I see checkerboard floors, I'm like, oh, Freemasons, even though it's not. My brain's still like... So that's good. I'm glad I have a little conspiracy theorist living in my subconscious now. That's probably healthy for me.
Saw it, and then I thought about it, and I went back, and I was like, yes, you know, I was right. It was a black and white checkered board floor, very intentional. And then I saw somebody post this. This person took things a step further. This is Dark Theory on X, which will always be Twitter to me. Everyone's buzzing about the Will coming out scene from Stranger Things, but no one's noticing the set design. I did. That classic Freemason checkerboard floor, known as the mosaic pavement. I honestly never heard it called that before, but I guess that's what it is. Plus, there were 13 people in attendance, and the 13th degree in Freemasonry.
Yeah, it takes place in the 80s, Amber.
Focuses on uncovering secrets within Solomon's temple. If you're familiar with the confession ritual from Skull and Bones, then you've caught the real message. So yeah, in summary, this entire scene was super fucked up, and you know, I just think they thought it would be a wow moment, and everybody was just like, what the hell, this is stupid. So thank you to Dark Theory for providing that information. It's been snowing here since Thanksgiving. Somebody help me. All right, guys, that wraps it up for today. I'm going to go. I have homework. My classes start this week, and like the assignments are already posted. So I'm about to go do some of that on this snowy day. And this thing looks funny, right?
An
I'm
antenna.
See if I can get this to work.
You just think, like, why does it look funny?
I can watch, the only time I ever watched music award shows were for Michael Jackson, and the only time I tune into, like, stuff like the Golden Globes is if Leo is on. So that's going to be my evening.
She still has the same obsession with Leonardo DiCaprio she had in fucking middle school.
I'll try to get this thing set up. And I start my new job on February 8th. I had to show you guys these shoes I bought. I'm so excited. They're so cute. Yeah, so I will talk to you in the next video.
Wide feet.
Have a great...
I think if she was seeing someone else wear these shoes, she would have a thing or two to say about them, but whatever.
A great day. I just have to show you, we're probably going to have to look at this guy. He looks pretty... just have to show you.
Also, black and white checkers. I know that it's houndstooth, but conspiracy theorists would call that black and white checkers, therefore Freemason. See how hypocritical they are? They'll do things that other conspiracy theorists would clock, but they don't notice it when it's them. It's ridiculous. Hypocrisy on the bingo card.
Have a great day. I just have to show you, we're probably going to have to look at this guy. He looks pretty, pretty sus as well. But the next video I have for you is the Lewis Carroll, the Dodgester. Can't wait. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.
Wow, she actually only did one slur in that one. That's actually kind of impressive for her. All right, let's try this one. Is flat Earth a controlled leak? Deep bass.
Is the flat Earth being let out on purpose? Some of the things we see in the mainstream media suggest that might be the case. Recently, rapper B.O.B. put out a GoFundMe to raise money in an effort to prove whether the Earth is flat or not by trying to send a satellite into space to take pictures of the Earth.
Isn't he already rich? Why does he need to raise money?
He later changed his plan and upped the GoFundMe from $200,000 to $1 million. This caused the Flat Earth Collective to go crazy and have mixed feelings about it. It doesn't help that B.O.B. isn't that good at defending the flat Earth.
So, the Earth is flat in your mind. I mean, what's the whole deal? Explain.
Well, I think it's flat and it's round.
Whoa. So
Depending on the day of the week?
Talk us through it. It's flat and it's round.
He means it's flat and it's a circle. Round. He doesn't mean spherical. He means round. He thinks it's flat and round. Circular.
Like, you ever like had a bowl of popcorn?
But I gotta be honest, B.O.B., his Element mixtapes are really great, and it's my opinion that he does more good than bad for the flat Earth, and truth in general.
Ugh, gotta be careful about that.
We don't need to. Everyone is entitled to their view on this. It's not really a big deal, you know? We don't need to be fighting over it if someone has a different view than you. Anyway, the same day that B.O.B. put up the GoFundMe update video, NASA astronauts went ham.
Yeah, they're showing images that have
Even
already
Buzz
been...
Al-
Sorry, I got confused because he was talking over me. Yes, there are people who are already trying to provide evidence that already exists because you don't need to spend $1 million to send a satellite into space when there's already plenty of satellites in space, many of which can take photos.
Aldrin chimed in.
There's literally a live stream of the Earth from space that the ISS puts out pretty consistently. It's usually only down for repairs or stuff like that. Aldrin undying with a link. That's cute.
So is this the Hegelian dialectic, where both sides are controlled by the same entity?
Every moon of Mongo is a kingdom. My father keeps them fighting.
That's not what Hegelian dialect means, Sorry, I'm just mad.
Each other constantly.
That's not what Hegelian dialect means.
It's a
Fucking
really
Hegel.
brilliant strategy.
Why don't they team up and overthrow him?
Team up? What does that mean?
Maybe. I don't know. Some people are certain that it is. Either way, I've often thought about if the flat Earth is being released by design. Why? I don't know. What sense does it make? I'm not sure. But two things are for sure. The Earth is flat, and no matter what, some people, well, many people, will never accept it. If you can send them high up enough to see for themselves, they would still deny it.
The irony.
Back to if the flat Earth is a fully controlled rollout or not. Google just released a commercial for the Google Pixel phone. Let's have a look.
Yeah, this was in 2017. That's what the height of the flat Earth phenomena was. If you look at Google Trends, I believe in 2017 is when it peaks. So them putting it as a question in a commercial is provocative and topical for the era, because that was the time when news was picking up on the fact that, oh my god, there's all these people that believe the Earth is flat. So there were like personal human interest stories about that going around, you know.
Bedford? Is that in reference to...
When was that documentary where the flurfer got a super expensive gyroscope that told him the Earth was a sphere? So that was from the documentary Behind the Curve. Let me see when that came out. 2018. They probably filmed it in 2017, but 2018 is when Behind the Curve came out. I'd highly recommend that movie, by the way, if you've never seen it. It used to be on Netflix. I don't know where it is now, but I'm sure you can find a copy. Behind the Curve. Very good movie. I actually have that on Blu-ray. I bought it directly from the director, has his own website where he just sells, like, I think handmade Blu-ray copies. And I'm glad to have it. It's a really great documentary.
To the Bedford level experiment? Taking a bite from an apple? Forbidden knowledge? This thing is loaded. Speaking of Google, they worked with the CIA for Google Earth.
All right, here's what looks like an objective image of the world. This is Google Earth, and it's a circular image, so it gets around
spherical.
The big problem of trying to portray the world on a flat surface. Now, you have a lot of reservations, don't you, about Google Earth? Yet, to many people, it's a wonderful application.
It is great technology, and that's what I first thought when I started doing the work on it. But I do now think that because of the way in which they have bought up so much of the data, which they fed into this geospatial application, is what they call it, they are monopolizing maps online. If you go online and you're using maps, you are probably using a Google map. And there's also some sort of sinister and worrying dimensions to Google, because they buy Earth Viewer, which is the application, and that is funded by the CIA.
But let's be real here. Google is most likely a full-on CIA venture anyway.
All right, we're just saying stuff. Cool.
And any semi-decent researcher knows that the CIA is all about disinformation campaigns and completely misinforming the public by way of propaganda. Some people don't believe this quote is real, but you can find Barbara Honegger, the source of this quote, on Quora.com, explaining how this quote came to be.
Oh, well, it's on Quora, so it has to be true.
Apparently, she overheard it in 1981. I think it's a real quote, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Operation Mockingbird.
Do you have any...
I think at the point where you're disputing whether or not a quote you're trying to justify is even real, I think you kind of already lost that battle, you know?
People being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them.
They've been doing this. Are they?
The CIA doing propaganda doesn't mean that the Earth is flat. They also funded Animal Farm.
And possibly other groups behind the Flat Earth? Why did they flash a subliminal Flat Earth map in the Imagine Dragons music video for Believer? Why is American Express telling us the Earth isn't flat in their commercial?
The world is not flat.
Again, because it's a response to the public perception of flat Earth being on the rise in this era.
You can't just pinch it, swipe it, or scroll it.
Is that even necessary?
I mean, is anything necessary? They're talking about something topical.
Does Auguste Picard bust through the firmament and into the waters above in this Hennessy commercial? Why is Apartments.com showing us a domed, flat Earth looking deal in their commercial? Why does Hollywood constantly put flat Earth concepts in their movies?
Nobody tell this guy about the movie Begonia.
Is it truth in plain sight? Well, yes, it is. But are they mocking us, or are they trying to switch the masses back over to our original flat Earth cosmology?
None of the Truman Show stuff has to do with flat Earth. Jesus Christ, have you seen the fucking movie? He's in a television studio. Predictive programming on the bingo card.
It really is confusing.
You hated the ending of Begonia. I knew it was coming because Begonia is I'm not going to spoil it, but Begonia is a remake of a Japanese film called Save the Green Planet. So I already knew where it was going. But I don't know. I still like Begonia. I liked it a lot. Jesse Plemons is just such a creep. He's so good at playing a creep.
But my gut tells me that...
That's his name, right? Jesse Plemons? Am I right?
Flat Earth is becoming too much for the controllers to bear. So they are preparing to co-opt it, if they have to.
Yeah, that's him.
My theory
Jesse
is
Plemons.
that if flat Earth knowledge becomes more so than the belief in heliocentrism, then they will do whatever it takes to transfer over peacefully with no revolution in order to still remain in power. But honestly, flat earthers are still outnumbered 1,000 to 1, it seems like.
Oh, more than 1,000 to 1.
And space propaganda continues to run rampant.
I want to know what movie this is from. That's a cool shot.
The best part about the
Does anyone recognize this movie? Tell me if you do.
Truth of flat earth, though, is that it brings you closer to God. You don't have to be a purposeless piece of shit stuck
You hear that, you round earthers? You're a purposeless piece of shit.
To the side of a spinning ball and just drifting through a sad life that has no meaning. It's a beautiful thing.
You have to provide your life with its own meaning. There is no objective meaning. You always have to construct meaning in your life.
To understand
the human condition.
And that this is no accident. You know, we were created. You were created. The problem is that the people in power, they aren't coming out of power anytime soon. So what do? Well, it's a good time to get right with God, that's for sure. You know, try to make better decisions for yourself and your family. Try to disconnect yourself from any aspect of this control system. I would love to think that protesting would make a real difference, but you know, I really don't think it will. Has there ever been a protest that's caused a change for the better?
Yes.
The answer is no. Am I against protesting? No. You know, if someone started organizing these types of things, these events, I'd be there. I suck at setting up stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not an organizer or a planner. If anything, we would wake more people up that way. And of course, that's not a bad thing. So, I just had all this on my mind and wanted to share. Thanks for listening. This has been ODD TV. I'm out.
What a douche. We had New Year's recently, so let's see someone trying to decipher a bunch of New Year's Eve celebrations.
I hope you're all well, and I wish you all the best for 2026.
I mean, slavery ended because of the Civil War. I wouldn't call the Civil War a protest.
The purpose of this video is to show you some of the
civil rights movement. Sure, protests and civil disobedience.
Agendas that were pushed at the New Year's Eve celebrations across the world. Not all of them, but a few of them. They really did show blatant Gnostic, New Age, mystic propaganda.
I think everything is Gnosticism now.
We had things like this at Singapore, written in the sky with drones. The next stage, New Age. And in the United Arab Emirates, they attempted to break the world record, and they put up a huge fiery phoenix rising from the ashes, made of drones and fire.
I find the drone shows to be so much better than fireworks. I went to a drone show, I don't know, it was maybe a couple years ago now. I hate fireworks. I love drone shows. They're so cool. It's the closest thing to magic I think I've seen. It's so neat. If you've never seen a drone show, I'd highly recommend it.
And representing this idea of out with the old and in with the new, the birth of a new age, the progression of mankind after the massive phoenix came in the sky. They showed almost like a digital, transhuman, technological...
London had a display themed around diversity, and GB News, basically British Fox, lost their absolute mind over it. Of course they did, assholes.
Human being raising up, representing the progression of mankind. But sadly, of course, that supposed progression of mankind is no real progression without God. And that's something that we see that is common among these shows.
Again, most people on the planet are religious. You are already winning, you psycho asshole. You're already winning. Most people are religious. Christianity is the #1 religion in the world. What more do you want, you selfish bitch?
Shows is it's a pagan, godless, empty, false, counterfeit idea of progression, and it's of course a rejection of the Messiah, Jesus Christ.
None of this has anything to do with Jesus. What are you talking about?
Gosh, I mean, this New Year's Eve...
I swear, even if Jesus was real, I think Jesus should come down and tell these people, listen, I gave y'all life. Could you do stuff with it other than just talking about me? Like, talk about me sometimes, but maybe, like, you know, live your life and enjoy things outside of just your religious practices, because life is so full of experience and different ideas, and you're just kinda stuck on one, and it's really obnoxious, and it can't be good for your mental health.
Eve celebration in Dubai is a blatant pagan ritual. I won't even call it a...
Dubai is Muslim. They're not pagan, you idiot.
...ceremony, because I think it's a ritual. And these things are my opinion, but I will tell you...
Your opinion is very bad and based on crazy thoughts in your brain meat.
What I've seen in this show, it's just unbelievably pagan. And you see there the tower in the center is lit up. Every year they seem to be doing it around that tower in the center, and it looks, like we said before, a bit like a ziggurat, like a spiral staircase, on at least from the outside going around it. I think that they're trying to depict a Tower of Babel type ziggurat structure here.
I really don't think they are.
That's my opinion again, but that's just what
I
fuck
think your opinion
is going on. And this year was no different in that sense, because we had blatant paganism, ancient pagan worship going on around this on New Year's Eve. There you see what appears to be the moon goddess Diana. The same false pagan gods we see warned about in the Bible. You see Diana of the Ephesians, or Artemis in Greece. All the same thing, a multifaceted deception of that female goddess figure. And here we see her with the moon, just like Diana in Rome. She was associated with the moon as a moon goddess, and she's holding it up there. And as you see these images unfold, you'll notice that she's manipulating creation. And you see the tower beginning to light up in those colours. You see the water beginning to stir like the waters, and she starts to do a ritualistic dance, and she's holding the moon. And then she lifts up the moon above her, and it begins to rise as a projection at the base of the tower. As you see it rise, you'll notice just below that her arms are on the base of the tower as well, and she's appearing as kind of like a spiritual, ghostly figure raising up the moon at the base of this tower as the waters around it begin to stir. Look at that. A counterfeit spiritual ritualistic stuff here that many people...
It's just a cool show with visual metaphor. It's not that deep. It's not evil to not constantly talk about Jesus.
People across the world would be watching and not realize that this is ritualistic, and the Bible explains why these things are false and where they come from. And quite honestly, if you don't believe the Bible, you have no discernment in the
How do you know? The Bible says so.
These days we live in. You see how now the moon that lifted up through that tower comes out into three-dimensional state with the sphere of drones, and that is tied to her lifting up the moon. And you see it there also as a 3D model, and that begins to get lifted higher and higher. I mean, this is a fertility ritual.
No, it's a New Year's celebration that you've got a weird conspiracy boner over.
This is not just a bit of fun or a visual spectacle for the masses just to enjoy. This,
it is,
at its core, is an ancient Babylonian, even Canaanite, pagan ritual. The things the Bible warns about.
How does he know it's Canaanite? Because he thinks Canaanite is evil and he thinks this is evil, so it must be those damn Canaanites.
The things the Bible says that we should discern, the things that were forbidden and condemned in the Bible. You see how everyone starts splashing around in the waters begin to go wild as this fertility ritual...
Wait, what, Jay's-a-Proxy? Did I miss something?
...begins to unfold. And again, you see across the bottom of the tower a fiery red horse. Just like the pagans are dismayed.
Was it for the Babylonian thing? I can see, because oftentimes they use Babylon as a thinly veiled. So thinly veiled for the Babylon thing. That's fine.
At the signs, the stars. This is zodiac, astrology, astrological stuff. All things that are warned against following in the Bible. In these waters, you begin to see these, like...
That's very cool.
Phantom red horses being projected across the waters underneath the tower. And also you see these boats coming in that look a lot like the fertility symbolism, greenery on it. So you see as this unfolds, there's a lot of depictions of like this return to Eden and fertility as the waters go wild and people dance around, and there's, you know, drums banging in the background, just like they do in witchcraft things, and, you know, dances, and also serpentine type music. You know, some of the music reminds...
What's serpentine music? I don't think snakes usually make a lot of music.
...me of snake charmers.
It's that snake jazz.
In the Middle East, and you see the phoenix rising up from the ashes, representing to them the out with the old and in with the new, the rebirth of a new age. And then as this is a Luciferian religion, we see the fire coming down from the heavens. And you see the shape of a serpent, possibly even on the side there. And this is a reversal of the Garden of Eden. In Gnosticism, they believe that the serpent was actually the savior. They twist it on its head. They blaspheme the word of God. And they see that God, the God of the Bible...
Hey, you know they believe the same God you do, right? It's an Abrahamic religion. You literally both believe in the same God.
Bible, our creator, they flip it on its head, turn everything upside down, put darkness for light and light for darkness. And they say that he is the oppressive one. He's the tyrant that was keeping Adam and Eve in prison, in a matrix in the Garden of Eden. And actually the serpent, who was the deceiver and the one that led Adam and Eve into sin, they say that he was the savior. So here they're depicting this light of knowledge, or this light of freedom, in a counterfeit way, coming from the serpent in the Garden of Eden. You see the fall of light, and they actually see the fall of Lucifer the opposite way round, as if it was a sacrificial act. and that humanity can be saved like this. And people...
None of this has to do with Satan. This is such a stretch, I don't even know how to comment on it.
Like David Icke...
Like, this is just actual mental illness. Like, I think he needs to see someone.
They teach this theosophy, they teach this false light, they teach this Luciferian doctrine, and that is Gnostic. This is deeply Gnostic. Just no different from the first century, where the church was having to fight against this doctrine of demons. And it also reminds me that the false prophet in the last days is said to call down fire from heaven, and that there would be lying signs and wonders. But then you kind of see that this tower, potentially this Tower of Babel, where they tried to, thousands of years ago, create a gateway to the gods. You see that the tower transforms into like a technical transhumanist tower.
Wait, in what way is it transhumanist? What do you think that word means? It's a building! It can't be transhumanist! What? Ah! What are you talking about? You can't just use words like this. This is abuse.
Digital Babel. And
Digital Babel.
You see lots of different...
I hope I start speaking in binary.
Digital imagery on the tower. You see how it's potentially representing that false progression of mankind in rebellion against the God of the Bible. Because this is all against the God of the Bible, by the way, as you'll see through it.
No, it's not! You're basing that off paranoia. You're literally just paranoid and projecting your paranoia onto your interpretation of this show.
They're trying to show the elevation of man and the counterfeit ascension of man, either through technology.
I want you to know that this channel has 341,000 subscribers and this video has almost 200,000 views.
Transhumanism through tech, or the ascension of man through a counterfeit spirituality. And those two things run side by side. And then as the scene changes, you see once again what's behind this counterfeit. You see down there on the bottom left, you see the woman come onto the scene. Right there. And she's dressed in red, similar to the imagery of the harlot. She has got her...
Anyone wearing red is a harlot. You heard it here first.
Arms up, and she is conducting like an
Should it be illegal to lie? The thing is, he's not lying. He's just ignorant and paranoid. A lie is an intentional deception. He genuinely believes this.
Orchestra.
So it's not a lie. It's just wrong.
The whole event. The manipulation of creation, the witchcraft, the astrology, the building of this counterfeit tower is being shown there. She's even, projected onto the side of the tower in a similar sort of ghostly way where, it actually shows her. And this music is being used and this serpentine imagery. And she is the one here manipulating, like Gaia, the creation. And also, as I say, she's shown there on the side of the tower. So what is this depicting? Well, in Gnosticism, they believe that the false goddess Sophia...
Densetsu says, so all the red shirts in Trek were harlots? Yes, that's why they had to die.
Sophia is the one who brings...
There's only one harlot allowed on the ship, and his name is James T. Kirk.
The light, and she is above the god of creation, who they term as the demiurge, and really they mean the God of the Old Testament. So they say that she accidentally created the God of creation, and that she is above him. And they also sometimes refer to her as Lucifer, like a light bringer. So in their counterfeit, they are showing, I believe, that Sophia figure, where she's manipulating creation, she's above all these things, and she's in a war, really. It's showing a war against the God of the Bible, against the Creator. So they think that they need to overthrow the demiurge who has locked mankind into this matrix, and it's their twisted, upside down, inverted theology, which is doctrines of demons. You see there, she begins to raise up. She's dressed in red, like the harlot. She begins to raise up above all these things towards this tower. She's got her arms stretched out wide. She's making conducting gestures. She's orchestrating and conducting these things in their false theology. She's raising up, and you see this orb of light in the tower. And just like in their false belief system, they think that Sophia locked shards of light within humanity to, give us supposedly access to this ascension above Yahweh. And you see there that you see these orbs of light appearing throughout the tower. In a moment, you'll see like shards. It splits into shards of light. You can kind of see it down there. You see all different shards of light. So this is what the New Age teaches, right?
They aren't New Age. They're Muslim.
Say that the enlightenment.
That's true. The lack of music is kind of a nice change of pace.
Is within you.
So manipulative, the music use most of the time.
The inner light or the inner glow. And that's what they're showing there, these orbs of light. You see there's different shards of light. I believe that's what they're showing. So this is the elevation of that idea in their false mystic beliefs. The shards of light. And then they're all raising up these shards of light to the top of the tower. And it's elevating this spiritual harlot figure that is deceiving the world. The false church, the false religions, that can be what this symbolizes. And she's lifting up and orchestrating this right to the top. And then she whams her hands forward and it begins the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7 for the new year, for the out with the old and the in with the new. This is very ritualistic. And you see a light come into the tower from the side, and it blasts into it, and it begins off this fertility ritualistic thing. You see...
You mean a fireworks show?
What looks like the...
Fireworks don't make me particularly horny, but maybe that's just me.
It breaking through DNA, changing what it means to be human, perhaps. It's just a guess.
They're fireworks!
You see serpentine images, and you see this whole tower begin to explode and come to life, like in a fertility ritual. And also possibly even like New Age chakras and different things up the spine, the Kundalini and all of those things. And then you see there again, which they showed last time, which looks like the Axis Mundi, which we said last time they did a similar thing, which in their ideas is the idea of connecting...
Oh, sorry, I missed a hydrate command. Hydrate!
...earth to heaven in a counterfeit way, without Christ. This is completely antichrist. And they show like a false peace symbol. The music changes to all this peaceful music, creating peace, a false peace in the world. Just like is warned about again in scripture. But this, as I said before, you get the two sides. You get the self-elevation through transhumanism or self-elevation through a counterfeit spirituality. And that's what we see there. We see both of these depicted, possibly playing off against one another. Who knows? But we see both depicted, both sides of that coin. And both are rejections of Christ, whether it's a false light, counterfeit spirituality, or elevation through technology in order to become like God, which is the original lie in the Garden of Eden. And so sometimes it looks like it doubles up as the spine, as the chakras. So you see that kind of self-elevation through the New Age religion. And that's what the things they're showing there are, in my opinion. So what we see here, as usual, appear to be...
I really hate how everyone hides behind the term opinion. Like, okay, it might be your opinion, but your opinion doesn't make it okay to say just absolute horse shit. You're gonna get called out. You go, it's just my opinion. Okay, your opinion sucks. You suck. You're just wrong. An opinion is like, oh, I like chocolate ice cream the best. This isn't an opinion. You're just wrong.
Attempts.
This is not subjective. You are incorrect. It's not an opinion. You're just wrong.
Of man to become like a god and to self-elevate without Christ, in rejection of Christ. Jesus said, one who tries to get in a counterfeit way is a thief and a robber. And that is what this is. To me, it even looks like, you know, it warns in the Bible about how they're going to try and wage war against the Lamb. And they will fail because Christ has already defeated the enemy kingdom at the cross. That was a victory over death and hell. So if you put your trust in Jesus Christ, you will go to heaven through his shed blood for your sins. But they're trying to ignore the fact we're sinners and self-ascend.
Maybe they're just trying to have a nice show. Maybe because, again, Dubai is trying to be like this, like, entertainment capital of the world, which I think is, like, gross for a lot of reasons. But anyway, they're trying to put on a big flashy show for people. It's basically a PR move. It's not anything to do with religion at all.
And try and get in a counterfeit way. And it talks about people being so deceived in these times, and that they would maybe even wage war against the Lamb. There is a reference to that. So are they trying to groom people? Are they trying to indoctrinate people to eventually try and wage war against the Lamb? Is this also a depiction of some kind of weapon pointed at the heavens, like symbolically? Is that kind of the part of the propaganda there? I don't know for sure. But I do know that the Antichrist is coming to steal, kill, and destroy. The false prophet, the lying signs and wonders, will deceive many into a strong delusion that God sends upon those who don't want righteousness, don't want the truth, don't want the gospel, and that they may perish all those who chose the lie, to believe the lie, and just didn't want the truth. So I hope and pray that all those listening here would turn to the gospel, that if we repent and believe on the good news that Jesus Christ died on the cross and rose again on the third day, that we may be saved from this blatant spiritual war, and not to be saved from the, quote, matrix of the God of creation, not to follow the harlot who seduces people into false religion that will not save, that will lead to eternal hell, but to turn from her ways, to turn from her, to turn from the false, and believe on the only way to the Father, the only way to God, to be reconciled with him and forgiven for our sins through the shed blood of his only Son, the Lord Jesus Christ.
Well, that was paranoid. How fun. All right. I think that's it for today. That's a bounty of tinfoil from, we got Chris, we got Hans. Oh, Jesus, we got this guy. It's a lot. So, thank you everyone for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. Back Monday, and we'll hang out and do some fun stuff then. So let's see who we're going to raid on Twitch.
Of saying we're going to end the threat to
I raided this person before?
The Ayatollah by removing.
Sure, we'll raid here, why not? Alright, have a great night, everyone. I will see you Monday. I hope you have a good Sunday and rest of your weekend. Adios. Do 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 do. Bye.